The perfect 1920s wedding dress for a great Gatsby-inspired wedding. Any dress from the 1920s perfectly captures the festive wedding vibes we want to embody. But with a great Gatsby-inspired 1920s dress, your wedding gown transforms into a glamorous, vintage, form-fitting, elegant, and graceful dress that turns heads. At Wardrobe Shop, we offer some tips on what you should look for when looking for the ideal Gatsby-inspired 1920s wedding dress for your perfect day. Wedding dresses in the 1920s perfectly symbolize the merriment and happiness that one feels on their wedding day. And they do so without restricting your movement. First, the right embellishments. For a simpler look, let's take the example of our Downton Abbey tea party gown. While you'll find plenty of 1920s dresses with flashy embellishments and luxurious fringing, this style was still unconventional in the early 1920s. So, to get away from the typical design restraints, many women would use embroidery on their wedding dresses. If you're a fan of the flapper girl style, one that uses excessive embellishments, fun silhouettes, sumptuous fabrics, and pleated skirts, our gorgeous Angelina Gatsby gown or the Vancouver 1920s Art Deco dress are perfect examples. Now, these are exclusively popular among our Gatsby lovers, so they fit your memo well. Let's talk about the right length. The typical length in the 1920s was short, mid-knee, with a slanting hem. The wedding dress lengths were inspired by the dresses the flapper girls would wear. A bride's dress symbolized more than the bride's union to the groom. It symbolized the wearer's social status, relations, and even her political aspects. In some ways, if she wore a long dress, this signified that her family had enough money to spend on expensive fabric. Equally long veils would also accompany these ensembles. Thankfully, that isn't the case now, so you can find these dresses of every length if need be. The right fabric and color. Now, although you may see some hues of ivory, ecru, wheat, and eggshell, white was a safer option to go with back in the 1920s for a wedding dress. Even in The Great Gatsby, most dress styles, even in general, don't stray too far from this color selection, with a few exceptions being black and lighter shades of blue and pink. With wedding dresses, you'll see many imitation dresses in the same shades. But that is apart from the rest. It's the fabrics. Because the preferred silhouette was loose, draped, and straight, that meant most women would go with fabrics like silk, satin, velvet, tulle, and lace. Both the colors and fabrics are common nowadays, too. And the right accessories. Veils were a primary component of a bride's outfit. But with veils, most women would choose a length according to their taste, not the length of their dress. So you would see birdcage veils, short veils, as well as flowing embroidered veils, some even studded with shimmering pearl beads to give the accessory a bit of a kick. Along with the veil, brides would also outfit the headgear with unique headbands and hair accessories to complete the elegant getup. They would pair these ornamental hair pieces with elegant footwear, like simple pumps, Mary Janes, and T-strap shoes, but that would be their limit. To add to that, you have your jewelry. The 1920s were a glamorous era, so think along the lines of elegant but chunky diamond bracelets, stacked bracelets, long pearl strands, and dangling earrings, the right fit. With your 1920s dress, choose a straight tailored dress that doesn't hug your body too tightly. Women in the 1920s would choose cap or drape sleeves, embellished backs with lace or silk buttons, short pleated skirts, and no volume tiers. Go with a look that doesn't add to your natural silhouette, but isn't too simple either. But if you're feeling adventurous, there are some more styles that were popular in the 1920s. Brides in the 1920s were adventurous with fashion. They would experiment with beading, embellishments, lengths, silhouettes, accessories, anything they could get away with. So, if you're willing to be open with your style, some things you might try include feather hemlines, beaded and fringed bodice, contrasting fur collar, nude tones, Art Deco headbands, lace dresses, lace gloves, handkerchief skirt, pantsuit, sequins, deep V cowl, Bateau necklines, corset-style bodices, cloche-style hats, flashy headpiece, fur capes, and velvet capes. Nevertheless, if you decide to collect various elements to create your wedding attire, keep in mind that your comfort and happiness are what counts with your 1920s dress. After all, when you walk down the aisle, you want your love to look at you and think, "I love her." And that's the beginning and end of everything. The Great Gatsby.